Welcome back to Vahrenberg Implement, and today we're going to reshoot a video that we created a couple years ago. It was called the 25s. Today we're going to call the 25s and under because we're going to talk about the tractors that are under 25 horsepower. These tractors do not require as much emissions technology and maintenance, and they do not, with the Massey Ferguson line, we do not require diesel particulate filters or DEF. There's no regen because these tractors are all under 25 horsepower, which is one of the standards of emission maintenance. We've actually got 3 models in the 25 horsepower category, and we're going to discuss all 3 of those models a little bit in depth and comparison, so it helps you determine which is best for you. We're going to start with the subcompacts. Massey Ferguson offers 2 subcompacts. They offer the GC1723E, which is a 22.5 horsepower, in a tractor loader, tractor only, tractor with mid-mount mower or tractor loader, or you can get the tractor loader backhoe as we have here on the end. And we also have a 25 horse version. They are the same physical size. This is actually our GC1725M here. The M has about 12% more horsepower, got the armrests, and we've gone in depth into this. Has some added features to up spec it a little bit, but basically we're going to start and we're going to talk about the 25 horse models. In the GC1725M is a 24.5 gross engine horsepower, 18.5 PTO horsepower. As we move up, we actually move into a mid compact, which is our 1526 model as shown here. The 1526 is 24.8 gross horsepower and 20.1 on the PTO. The last is our full-size compact tractor. We call it a full-size compact. It's the 1825E, and we've got 2 versions here. We have a synchro shuttle version, which is 24 gross engine horsepower, and we have our hydrostat version at 24.0 gross horsepower. But the PTO horsepower, your 19.2 PTO on the hydrostat, your 20.4 on the synchro shuttle version, our gear drive version. A hydrostat is not as efficient as a gear transmission, so if you need a little extra horsepower, the synchro shuttle may be the version for you. The next thing we're going to talk about is transmissions. The GC series offers a hydrostat only. This is a fully synchronized hydrostat, so you have no clutch. That is a brake pedal on a GC series. You have forward and reverse pedals. You do have cruise control. You have a 2-range hydrostat, a low range and a high range that can be shifted without a clutch. On the GC series, no matter if it's the 1723E or the GC1725M, both of them come with a hydrostat transmission. In the 1526, it is only available in a hydrostat also. This hydrostat goes to a 3-range hydrostat. You've got high, medium, and low hydrostat speeds. It is a synchronized, that is a brake pedal just like the GC, and we have forward and reverse pedals. One thing that is available in the 17 or GC available in the 1526, we'll start it up here with it in neutral. You can hear auto throttle. It will automatically raise the engine RPM when you need extra horsepower. It is an anti-stall feature, and that is the only available in the 1526. The GC series is a manual throttle only. This does have a manual throttle, but you can set this as your minimum, and if you need extra RPMs, the tractor determines it needs extra RPMs, it'll automatically raise those RPMs. So the GC 1526, we're going to look at a 3-range hydrostat. When we go into the 1825E with the hydro, it is a non-synchronized. So you have a clutch pedal. That is a clutch pedal right there. You have a 3-range hydrostat, high, low, and medium ranges. You'll have to clutch to shift between those 3 ranges with a treadle pedal style hydrostat, forward and reverse. So we have 3 transmission options. The available, not 3 transmission options, but 3 styles of hydrostat transmissions. The 2-range in the GC, it's fully synchronized. 3-range with auto throttle in the 1526, and the 3-range non-synchronized transmission. What the other transmission option, and only the 1800E offers a synchro shuttle. This is a clutchable shuttle. You have a clutch pedal, and you can go forward and reverse by clutching the transmission. 4-speed gears with 2 ranges, a high range and a low range, that need to come to a stop to shift these. There's partially synchronized on the 1 through 4, so you can shift some of that on the go. So if you need a geared transmission, 1800E and the full compact is your choice. The next feature we're going to talk about hydraulics. In the GC 1723E in the tractor or tractor loader only version is going to be a 6.3 gallon per minute system. When you add the backhoe to the GC 1723E, it bumps the hydraulic flow up to 6.9 gallons per minute. The GC 1725 version all have 6.9 gallon per minute hydraulics. That is total flow for the system. It's 4.9 gallons per minute at the remote valves or your couplers for your loader. So you've got 4.9 gallon per minute, 6.9 for the tractor on the backhoe and the tractor loader version in the 25 horse. The other spec, while we're talking about hydraulics, is 3-point lift capacity. Even the backhoe versions, all of our backhoe versions come standard with 3-point hitch. You do not have to take the tire off. You don't have to do anything except remove the backhoe and your 3-point hitch and connect the link arm to the lift arm, and you're ready to use it as a traditional regular tractor. The tractor version, the thing we want to talk about is our lift capacity. At the ball ends, which is right here, is 1,191 pounds. 2 foot behind it, which is more of a true measurement, and that's one of the measurements that when you're comparing specs you need to compare at the ball ends or 2 foot behind. On the GC is 661 pounds. As we move up from the GC series, we're going to go into the 1526. This tractor features 8.7 gallon per minute hydraulic system, so we're increasing that hydraulic flow, more loader lifting capacity, faster cycle times. The remote valves, which you're going to see on the at the loader here, is they're 5.5 gallon per minute, 8.7 total system flow. Now, one thing we forgot to mention, there is no factory option for a rear remote valve on a GC series subcompact. On the 1526, One set of remote is standard, and that lever would go here. Even though it has two levers, one is standard equipment, or not standard equipment, but is an available option on the 1526. So rear remote can be added to this tractor. Now the 3-point lifting capacity at our ball ends is 1,322 pounds. Our 2-foot behind measurement is 992 pounds. We're lifting about 330 pounds more 2-foot behind with the 1526 over the GC series. So if you need more 3-point lifting capacity, you can step up from the subcompact into the mid-compact. Now when we go to the 1800E series, doesn't matter which transmission, we've got a 10.9 gallon per minute hydraulic system. We've got 7.3 gallons per minute available at the remote valves for our loader. This tractor is available that you can add 2 sets of rear remote valves. So you can have 4 couplers, 2 up, 2 down on this tractor. We've done videos, they mount right off of here. This tractor at the ball ends is going to lift 2,205 pounds. 2-foot behind it is 1,598 pounds. So we've almost tripled our 3-point lifting capacity on our 1800E series tractor over the GC series. So 3-point lifting capacity, that would be another way to lean towards the larger full compact tractor in the 1800E series. Or if you need dual remotes for like a top link cylinder or a hydraulic raised implement or a wood splitter, that kind of stuff, those things can be run off of remote valves. Our next area of discussion, we're going to talk about wheelbase and total tractor length with the tractor only. The wheelbase from the center of this rim to the center of the rear on a GC series is 57.1 inches, and the total tractor length without a backhoe, without a loader, is 97.6 inches. One of the things is tire size, and this is important if you've got rough ground. The smaller tires are going to fall in holes and bumps. This features a 10-inch front tire, the 18 by 8.5 10-inch on the R4 tire, and on the back we're looking at a 26 by 12 12-inch tire. So you're going to have smaller tires on the GC series. These are featuring the R4 industrial tire. When we go to our 1526, that's one thing you're going to notice is the tire size difference. This is the GC, this is the 1526. We step up to a longer wheelbase of 61.4 inches. We also go to 111 total length of the tractor, but we go to a 25 by 8.5 14-inch tire. So we're going to a 4-inch taller rim. That 14 inches is our rim measurement. And on the back we're going to a 14 by 17.5 tire. Much bigger tire, better, smoother tire that's going to go over rough ground, small ditches and that type of stuff. Not going to fall down as easy. So that's one of the things, if you're got rougher ground, the GC to the 1526 tire size is going to be one of those things. Wheelbase, unstable contour grounds, that's where you look at wheelbase, and width is going to get a little wider as you move up. But we're going to go to the biggest tractor in the 25 horse. You can see here we're comparing the 1526 to the 1800E, 1825E. We go to even a little larger tire. And a longer wheelbase. we go to a 66-inch wheelbase on this tractor and 116.5 total inch length limit of the tractor. The front tires, we go to a 27 by 8.5 by 15 inch rim. We're increasing that rim size another inch, but on the back we go to a 15 by 19.5. that is a much larger tire. We'll slip back here and you can see the differences, the width differences. We're adding an extra inch width and 2 inches to the height of the tire. So the bigger the tractor, bigger the chassis, the bigger the tire, and the smoother the ride, the longer the wheelbase, the more sturdy, level tractor that you will have. Next, we want to talk about base weight. The base weight of the tractor loader combinations. Since most tractors we sell are either tractor loader or tractor loader backhoe on the GC series, we're going to discuss tractor weight. Tractor loader with the standard bucket, just like is shown right here, we're looking at 1,965 pounds in a GC series for tractor loader. Tractor loader backhoe, when we go into the backhoe, we're going to a 2,511 pound tractor. When we go into the 1526, we go to a 2,635 pound tractor. The 1526, you're looking at about 700 pounds more than a GC with a loader. And as we move down here to the 1800Es, the sinker shuttle transmission is going to be 3,636 pounds, and the hydrostat is 3,625 pounds. Very close to each other, but you're looking at 1,000 pound more tractor. So you've got more cast iron, more weight. That's going to help hold you on those contours as you're working the hills and the valleys on your property. Now, one thing, there's two things here. We're going to start talking loaders, but the thing we're going to talk about is width. If you look, this is a 48-inch bucket, and it's very close to the tire width on a 15 or GC 1700 E or M series tractor. As we slide down here, we're going to stop here at the 1526 again, and we look at that bucket width. That's a 54-inch bucket, and it's very close to the same width of the rear tires on it. So we've gained a little wider width is going to help us on those contours too. But as we move down here to the 1800E series, we step into a 60-inch wide bucket. That's part of the differences, and that 60-inch wide is very close to the rear tire width here. So we've gained a foot as we grew up in size of chassis between the three different chassis sizes: our subcompact, our mid compact, and the full size compact. Next, we're going to talk about loaders and loader lifting capacity. We highly recommend, we did a video on the basics of loader lifting capacity to teach you so that you can understand how to compare specs between lift height and lift capacity, the weight that it can lift. That is a great video to check out. But one of the things on the GC series with the FL 1805 loader, you're going to be able to lift 74 inches high. You can see that it's our lowest loader lifting height of the three chassis. At the pivot pin, which is right back here where the loader arm attaches to the quick attach or the bucket, and for all three of these tractors, they are skid steer quick attach from the factory. So you can use skid steer implements. That's why you see things like bale spears, grapple buckets. Those are items that can be added to it. At the pivot pin, the GC series will lift 922 pounds, and at 19.6 inches forward, which is more of the front true bucket edge, is going to lift 622 pounds at this 74-inch lift height. The lower the loader lifts, the more it will lift. The higher it goes, the less it can lift, just like a human. That's why you don't see big, tall basketball players as Olympic weightlifters. Now, as we move up to the 1526, we're going to move into the FLX 2106 loader. It goes up to an 83-inch lift height. So we're moved up about 11 inches, or actually 9 inches. I always make mistakes, but I'm human just like everybody else. At the pivot pin reading, we're going to be 1,222 pounds. At that 19.5 inches forward, we're at 852 pounds. So we're 230 pounds more lifting capacity on that front edge of that bucket. Now we're going to move over to the 1800E with the FLX 2407 loader. This loader will lift 94.3 inches, so we're another 10 inches higher than the 1500 series, and we're 20 inches higher lifting capacity, lifting height than the GC series. This one will lift 1,450 pounds at the pivot pin, and at the 19.5 inches forward, we're at 1,047, but we can lift 20 inches higher. So at that same lift height of that tractor, both of these tractors are going to lift more, even more, because it's a lower lifting height. One of the popular attachments that's available from Massey Ferguson is BACKHOES. It's becoming increasingly more popular. With the GC series, you can have your tractor factory mounted. You actually would have to purchase it factory mounted with a backhoe. It is a subframe mounted backhoe that is approved because the hitch arms, they do not recommend with these smaller hitch arms 3-point mounted. So you need to purchase, if you want a backhoe on a GC at the time of purchase, it's a quick detach. You pull these pins and you can take the backhoe quickly off. Now, one of the big reasons of purchasing is the seat, and we're going to slip down here to this 23E. We have the seat flipped around in the backhoe operating position. You can see here this seat has a special mechanism to utilize the tractor seat. You don't have that framework on a tractor loader to put a backhoe on. So if you're wanting a backhoe on a subcompact, you need to decide before you buy, because the backhoe is part of the tractor package from the assembly center. Has boom float. You've got boom float here. There's detent, there's float position. That's a premium feature that you don't find in a lot of other subcompacts. It's a 6.5-inch digging depth, and this one is fully raised up that you can see the height of it. Now, if you want a 1526, there is no factory backhoe option for a 1526. I've heard there's some aftermarkets. We don't sell it, but we've heard that there is a subframe mounted aftermarket backhoe that you could put on a 1526. The 1800E is available to add a backhoe. We've done videos on them. Check out the BH20 3522 backhoe is the one that's going to fit the 1800E. It is a subframe mounted backhoe, and it has a separate seat, subframe mounted, quick detach, just bigger version of the GC series, but made for the 1800E. It's a dealer installed option, and we've done videos on it as we've added them to our customers' tractors. So backhoe option on the 1800E, no factory backhoe option on the 1526. And if you're going to buy a tractor, GC series tractor, and you want a backhoe, make sure you buy it from day one. thing we want to talk about is some of the added features. The ones that we'll still compare them between the two. One of the things is a chassis mounted joystick. Has float position. It's a 2-function joystick. Your 3-point on the GC series is going to be a raise and lower style 3-point. You've got 4-wheel drive. You've got your deck cutting height, your flow. You can control the flow or the speed of fall of your 3-point. You have rear fender mounted or fuel tank. You do have a metal hood. It is a poly chassis or poly fender on the back end. Mid PTO, you have 540, which is always your rear PTO. You have a 2000 RPM mid PTO, comes factory installed, and then you have mechanical engagement of that PTO. Tilt steering is available. Lights. That is the kind of a quick overview of the 1500 series or the GC series. When you go to the M, you add power outlet in the. When you go to the M series, you're going to get a rear work light. You're going to get guards around here. You're going to have the fenders, and you're going to have a power outlet in the box. That is the biggest difference between besides the tractor only, a ½ gallon per minute fast tire hydraulics, and 12% more horsepower. 2.5 horsepower engine horsepower translate to 12% increase. Now we're going to talk about the 1526, just some of the basic features of it. Quick detached loader, just like all the others. You've got a loader. The joystick is mounted off of the frame. It is adjustable. You can see that bolt is slotted right there. That you can adjust the position of this, and you can adjust the position of this with these bolts underneath here. This is a position control 3-point system, so you can lower the position and it will return to that position. And you even have stops here, and an upper and a lower stop. So this is position control hydraulic. That's one of your upgrades. You've got your flow control on your 3-point. You've got a single speed PTO, 540 only. Does have cruise control, and it is electro hydraulic engagement. That's another upgraded feature of the 1500 series over the GC series. Mechanical throttle, parking brake, and a suspension style seat with spring suspension. In the 1800E series, you have a mid-mount loader valve that comes off the loader framework. It is adjustable again. You can adjust this, and with these bolts here, you can adjust the in and out. All of them have float, 2-way valve. Position control hydraulics is standard equipment on the 1800E with a single down limiter, mechanical limiter you can do. You have the flow control on the 3-point lift, your 4-wheel drive engagement. Now, one of the things on the PTO, you're going to see a rear PTO only. This tractor does not offer a mid PTO. So if you need a mid PTO, your GC or 1526 is your option. The PTO on the hydrostat is done with a 2-stage clutch. You're going to push the clutch in to engage the PTO, and it has an overrunning clutch in the tractor, so when you stop, it'll coast down. It's not going to push the tractor, not like the old 8N Fords. This has got an overrunning clutch built in the tractor. You'll hear it click, 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 click. Differential lock, 4-wheel drive. On the gear drive, you don't see that lever. So what they do? Well, it's got independent PTO. You do not have to clutch to engage the PTO on a gear drive. Why would they do independent on one and 2-stage on the other? typically you're not going to be pushing the clutch when you're running the hydrostat, where on the gear drive you may clutch more often to change speeds, so you don't want to push down too far and kick the PTO out. So you've got independent PTO on the 1800 Synchro Shuttle. You have a 2-stage on the 1800E. Those are some of the quick differences between the other ones. We invite you to watch our other videos. Just put the model number in and we probably got a video that's going to go more in depth and drive them and teach you how the controls and operation. The point of this video is to teach you the differences of the tractors. Now, we see the specs get bigger as we go to the larger tractors. That's not putting the GC subcompact as an inferior product. It's just showing the differences between the different series. Why would you want a GC series over an 1800 series? One of the things is physical size. That's probably one of the biggest features of the GC series. It's small size in small acreage applications. This tractor can get in places a big tractor can't, and that's one of the #1 sales reason why we sell more GC series than the other two combined. It will fit in a lot of applications, small gates, get back in there to do gardens, in amongst trees, low clearance. There's a multitude of reasons why the GC, and the price is cheaper. So that's one of the big reasons, is you can get you can get the 25 horsepower small compact chassis less money than you can a larger tractor, and that's going to be typical with any tractor. Now the 1526, its true value in that mid-range compact, it gives you the horsepower, it gives you some premium features like that auto throttle, 3-range hydro, more lifting capacity, bigger tires, but it's a little bit bigger, so it's a little more stable. It won't vibrate you and bounce around on those bumps or fall in a hole as quick because of the larger tires, but it's not so physically big as the 1800E series. This tractor really fits in the horse operation and people getting into stalls. It's got a very tight turning radius to get in amongst the stalls, come out of the alleyway into where the horse stalls are, to clean them out. That is one of the places this tractor was designed to fit into that application, and that's why it's truly unique and has stayed in the Massey Ferguson line. The 1800E series shines because of the bigger tires, bigger lifting capacity, faster flow hydraulics. When there is no limit on space or size, the 1800E is a great choice for your operation. It's when you want a full-size tractor but you don't want to have to worry about emissions, or you want a gear transmission, you want faster flowing hydraulics, more lifting capacity, more 3-point lifting capacity. It goes on and on. That is why Massey Ferguson offers 3 different sizes of tractors, is because based on physical size of where you're going to put this tractor and how you're going to operate it, what you need for your operation. I hope that helped you understand and learn more about the Massey Ferguson 25 horse and under category. We've got the 1800E, we've got the 1526, and we have the GC series available in a GC 1723E or the 25M to fit your needs. If you're looking for a tractor, come visit us at Vahrenberg Implement. We're located right here in Higginsville, Missouri, at the first stoplight, right there, Fairground Avenue and Missouri 13 Highway, just 4 miles north of Interstate 70, 49 miles from the Kansas line, about 35 minutes from the stadium complex where the Royals and the Chiefs play, just off I-70. Come visit us. We got tractors. If the 25 horse isn't enough, we sell from 35 to 400 horsepower. And in stock right now, we've got East 1800Es, the M1800 and 2800Ms, 1800M series, 2600s, 47s, 57s, 6700 series, and we got a lot more coming. So come visit us, Vahrenberg Implement. We're your West Central Missouri Massey Ferguson dealer. Been around here taking care of tractors and customers since 1952.